Hello everybody, thank you for coming to this week's video blog here at California Realty Training. Hey listen, today's going to be a spectacular video blog. Today we got a great guest. Listen, this is the deal. Today we have a former student of California Realty Training who's rocking it in the real estate business. I tell you, this guy is making it happen. What I want to do is this. I want him on camera and I want him to give you guys some serious advice, what he did, his experiences, how to get you started on the right foot, man. You got to listen to this guy. He's incredible. His name is Amit Lalji. Amit, thanks for coming, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Now, we've known each other for, I don't know, maybe 4 years?
Yeah, for about 4 years, yeah.
And what I want to do is this. I want to go back. Let's go way back to before you actually got your license.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do before real estate?
So, I grew up over here in West LA,
Okay.
West LA, Culver City area, only child, and a huge family though. Mom's from India, dad's from Fiji, and usually the Indians, like, there's something in the household where you have to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer.
Right.
So there's a lot of stigma in the house on that part of it, especially education. And I ended up going a whole different route growing up. And the areas I grew up in weren't the best of areas. But, you know, you get influenced. You get influenced by certain things. And I, as a younger teenager, I traveled a lot, moved around a lot of places, different schools, just throughout California, throughout the world. Went to India, lived there, lived in New Zealand. This is all throughout high school, middle school, and elementary. And
so there was never any real stability there.
No, there wasn't. I was away from my parents a lot, in and out growing up as well, and some by choice, some by just growing up as a teenager. Shipping me out to India. I did 2 years of schooling out there, 7th, 8th grade, came back. So it was like elementary school, middle school, India, back to middle school, high school, going up north, going to New Zealand, coming back to high school over here. And so it was just a big mess.
Got it.
In a certain type of way. But
eventually there comes a moment where there's some kind of stability. You have to get a job or something, right? You get to,
right.
So take me there. So now you're growing up and then you get to...
Growing up. So about 5 years ago, I was working in a warehouse in downtown LA.
All right, so warehouse worker, got it, okay.
Yeah, warehouse. So it was Whole Foods Produce, I believe. They have like a 30,000 square foot freezer. Oh. So I started working graveyard shifts up there.
In the freezer?
In the freezer.
Holy moly.
And then sleeping in the car just to make sure that I get to work on time and stuff like that because it was far. So I did all that for some time.
You were working you were sleeping in a car.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and I was living far. I was living in like Azusa area, El Monte area.
Sounds like a pretty challenging time.
So it was, and then eventually from there, then I went to a water company, and they weren't even paying on time. So it was just a big, it was a complete mess. But deep down inside, I knew that at the end of the day, what my real passion was, what I needed to find, was years ago when it came back to me where I really love helping people.
Okay.
Genuinely love helping people.
Okay.
And so I had that in the back of my mind the whole time. And I knew I had to find something to do in that form.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was, how it was, when it was, where it come from, nothing.
Well, let's go there for a second. So your warehouse, you weren't really helping people. You were punching in, punching out.
Punching in, punching out.
The next one with the water plant, you were punching in, punching out. You weren't helping people.
Not
but down
paid.
deep in your soul, this is important because down deep, genuinely, you wanted to help people.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
I'd have to catch the bus from place to place, from LA to downtown to West Side area, and it just like whatever it took for me to get and keep that job alive, I did. No matter what. That's how I grew up with anyways. To survive is survival mode. That's what I was taught, and that's what I learned. And that's what I've done. And so from there, downtown I got a job in El Segundo. And so in El Segundo, it was more of an opportunity. I worked in El Segundo when I was 16, but they gave me an opportunity to come back and work there again. They started me cleaning bathrooms and trash again.
Again, all this just to make ends meet.
Just to make ends meet.
Just want to make ends meet.
And it was a technology company. I was familiar with them. They were familiar with me, but I left on bad terms. When I was younger. I was a knucklehead as a kid. And
that's the key term, a knucklehead.
Right? A knucklehead. So that was the thing. I was big knucklehead.
Okay.
And so from there, they gave me an opportunity. You want an opportunity? You come back. This is where you start at. Whatever it took. So I'd wake up at 4 in the morning, I'd catch the bus, take me to El Monte. I was living in Ontario. Take me to El Monte, then I'd catch the train to El Segundo.
Okay.
Downtown, and then El Segundo.
For those who aren't familiar with LA, because some of our viewers don't live in LA, what did that take in time?
So driving wise with traffic, with no traffic, about an hour and 10 minutes. With traffic, about 2.5 hours.
One way.
Train, yeah, one way.
One way.
Traffic would
Just
be
to put that
maybe
in
like
perspective, that's a long ride.
yeah. Traffic and all that. Maybe 6 hours out the day would be traveling just to get to work.
Jeez.
So
To make ends meet.
to make ends meet.
All right.
Yeah, but knowing deep down inside I needed to do something better. I'm destined to do something better. Having the faith and belief that I know something is out there.
In retrospect, did you really believe that?
Absolutely.
At the moment you felt that?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Right.
The conviction within myself led me to go ahead and move forward. And then also my parents. The faith, the love, the belief that they put on me when times were hard, that I knew I had to do something.
So
There's a greater cause.
Got it.
There's
So
always a greater
so
cause.
they kind of forgave your previous knuckleheadness? And
Yes,
said, no,
yeah.
you can do better.
Yeah, but during the knucklehead times, they still stuck their hand out for me because I was there, and their heart, and so that carried a lot of weight, and that actually changing my life. That this 8th time around, 5 years ago, was my strongest key point.
Okay.
Was them, because they're getting older. We all, times change.
I got you.
And
We'll get
so-
there.
yeah,
We'll get there. So now you're in El Segundo.
Oh,
We'll get there.
we're in El Segundo. So from El Segundo, then I got a car, saved up money, $1,200, a little Honda Accord, a little '89.
Yeah.
Right,
At this time in your life, it's all you. No kids, no wife,
nothing.
It's all
Nothing.
you.
Yeah. So got that, bought in in Pasadena, at a place called Avenues, not the greatest area. Bought the car there, legit, everything. Started driving from there, Ontario to El Segundo, every day.
How long that lasted?
About 4 months. I did that 4 to 5 months. And then I ended up moving to the West Side area, which is like Culver City side, Mid City, and I stayed with my cousin. Within that household, there was so much stuff that I left behind in my past life going on, that I only stayed there 2 months because they were still caught up in the street life and things
Got it.
like that.
So
And
you had some bad influences in there.
bad influence,
But
but my vision was strong,
Got it.
and my belief within myself was very deep.
You remember those days?
Absolutely.
I mean, really, you remember?
Absolutely.
All right, good.
100%.
All right, nice.
And I'll never forget. I can vision it right now. What's happening in that house?
I mean, your power at the moment, like, I am not gonna let this, I'm not gonna let this disrupt what I got going on.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Let's go.
And so from there was El Segundo, and then in El Segundo, so 5 years. So before the 5 years started, I'm talking about when I talk about 5 years started, I mean the change that happened a little bit before that, coming back to society and being a productive member of society.
Got it.
I had a vision board, which I never knew what a vision board was, and I'd cut out newspaper articles.
Where'd you get that idea from?
I just did.
You just on your own?
I did it on my own. I had no idea, never
Complete, genuine, natural. I'm gonna do a vision board.
vision board, but it wasn't a board.
Right. You don't know what to call it.
I didn't know what it was.
You got some pictures and you put it out in front of us.
And I put it underneath where I was sleeping with some glue from like a toothpaste, and I stick it underneath. And every morning I'd wake up and I'd look at it, and there would be pictures of homes. And so the newspaper would come and be hot properties, like Sunday hot properties or stuff like that, or DuPont Registry, and I cut out little magazine pictures and I glue them to the.
What's the point of this?
That's eventually created my vision board. I didn't know, so I fell in love with architecture, and I started reading about that and homes and stuff like that. So I still didn't put 2 and 2 together. I had my passion of helping people, and I had my passion of real estate. First, real estate started like, I want to live in that house.
Right. So you didn't know about this passion yet.
No.
You just like houses.
That was like houses. Yeah.
I like the
But I
structure.
started getting more involved by reading about it,
Got it.
here and there, and paying more attention to it. But I still didn't know 1 and 1 together, and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1,
Yeah.
whatever. But and so when I was in El Segundo, I started thinking about how can I help somebody, and I put helping somebody. So what happens in a household? This is how 1 and 1 came together. Equals 2. So within a household, a family's created, love is found, ups and downs are done, ups and downs happen. I mentioned families created, love, and everything within. The most important thing to me in life is family happens within a household. You see birthdays, you see people passing, you see graduations, so on and so forth. So I figured that if I'm able to help a family achieve their goals,
All right.
within a household, a goal in life is you grow up, you get married, you buy a house, so on and so forth. White picket fence. That's so called the dream, but it's somewhat of the dream too, but just change in different diversities. So I took the household and I took the family of helping people and I put it together.
Okay.
If I can help someone accomplish their goal by purchasing a house and they can grow their family from within, I'm helping.
When was this actual awakening? When do you actually realize in the moment, damn, I could actually put number one, and create number two? When did this actually happen?
So I remember when I was in El Segundo, the technology company, and I was mopping floors, picking up trash. I knew that I had to do something better. So when I was putting more emphasis in cleaning the bathroom the best way I can, mopping the floor the best way I can, they seen something within me where they moved me, they promoted me into an office space of helping an engineer with CAD drawings. And so from there, I chose to slide into development, business development. So this is like a year and a half into it.
Okay.
And so I worked my way up to business development in there. And that eventually turned into sales.
Got it.
And so then, and that's when the moment clicked where once the sales happened, I was like, and I was a big thing still about homes, pictures about homes, magazines about homes, reading books, everything. And that's when it clicked where I was sitting at the desk and I was like, families and homes. Families and home, families and home.
Okay.
If I was to help this couple, this young couple, older couple, achieve their retirement even, because if they're cashing out, they bought it 30 years ago, they're cashing out, they go travel the world.
Right.
That's something that they've worked to do. This dream, their dream was this, and if I could help them fulfill their dream, that'd help me just within myself.
This business development, this business analysis you had going on in your head,
Correct.
what's going on right there with that in that desk of yours?
In that desk.
All right. So what did you do, man?
And then, and then I researched where I go to school at.
Oh, so that's when you said I got to get my real estate
I got to
license.
get, like a week later, I started talking to a couple people. They gave me some advice on what to do about real estate. I had no idea how to go about doing it. And then from there, I reached out. Actually, I reached out to you. I reached out directly to you, and then you gave me the opportunity. I came in, nervous as shit. I don't know if I can cuss. Nervous as shit. Like, I didn't know anything about anything. Went in, all I remembered, look, at the end of the day, a $5 bill is a $5 bill,
and that's
for sure.
That's my motto in class.
And then that has stuck with me to the moment. Every time I see you, I tell you that.
$5 bill.
$5 bill. That's it's realistic. And so I came in that class, I'd sit in the back.
Yep, I remember that. And this was about 4 years ago?
4 years ago. I'd sit in the back and I'd just pay attention.
Why were you so nervous going in there?
Something new, something out of my element.
Okay, so somebody who's looking at who's got a story similar to yours and is, I don't know if I can do this. What do you recommend in that part?
You can do, this is for anybody. You can do anything you just set your mind to. It's all about consistency. I didn't get my license right away either.
Well, let's not even go there yet.
Yeah, but
you're in the classroom. You show up the first day. You're scared as hell.
Sat in the back.
How'd you get over that hurdle?
Wishing that you didn't pick on me for questions. I was like, don't pick on me. I don't know. People raising their hand, answering questions.
When did you get comfortable with the class?
Probably a week into just listening, a week and a half into listening to you and how confident and comfortable you made everyone feel. That changed the whole aspect of it. And then would come in, what's up, Rico? What's going on? And then that changed everything as far as paying attention, coming in sooner, coming in earlier, leaving later, asking questions, raising my hand. I didn't understand anything. Even coming in and having a moment with you multiple times about questions, personal questions.
Yeah, I remember.
Not only real estate, but just in life. And you helped all that out.
I remember.
And we're just talking about it. It comes full circle.
Right. I remember that.
And we're sitting here today.
So let's go still in the classroom. So you're doing the classroom while you're taking the classes, because you got to take 3. Those of you who are watching this video, you probably know this. You have to take 3. You got to earn your 3 certificates to get to that state exam. Yeah, so you get your 3 certificates.
Yeah.
You want to now take the state exam.
Yeah.
You've gone through the class. You and I become close. You're rocking and rolling. You see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you want to get to. You just got to get there.
And in between, I got laid off.
Oh,
so I got laid off. Yeah,
that could have been a hell of a doggone.
Yeah, I got laid off in the first month of real estate class.
That didn't distract you at all?
No.
No? You said, why? You already know what you want.
My vision. Yeah, my vision, my belief in myself, knowing where I came from and how far I have to go, and a cause greater than myself.
So California Realty Training, no ifs, ands, or buts was there for you. I did the best I can. You did all the movements. You did all the moving parts. You did it. You did it. So let's go now to, all right, you get your license.
Got my license.
Got your license.
Yeah.
What's the first feeling when you got that license, man?
Couldn't believe it.
Really?
Could not believe it.
Did you get it on the first shot?
No.
Second shot?
Second shot.
All right.
Second shot.
Why don't you believe it? Why didn't you believe it?
Because it took me some time to get my license. So it took me a lot of no's, a lot of people saying I wasn't able to get my license. that you should give up now.
Well,
Why are you even trying?
Well, let me ask you this: what kind of people are telling you this kind of stuff? Friends, family, what?
No, the board.
Really? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the story is like talking about believing in yourself. So this has a little to do with it. So some of the past history as being a knucklehead and things like that.
All right.
They didn't allow me to. They said I passed my test. They said I wasn't eligible to get my license.
Okay.
I'd have to go through some more loopholes.
Got it.
And so that loophole took another year and a half of going through loopholes and in and out of the system. Courts.
I mean, so you're telling me that for a year and a half,
I worked on faith,
you were persistent.
belief, and not knowing the outcome. I did not know if they were going to tell me no or yes.
Yeah, you give
yes
me
or no.
goosebumps, brother.
So so blindly went in, but believed in myself, believed in a higher power, believed in my parents, and believed in my circle around me. And so for a year and a half, I worked blindly, whether I got it or not.
You go in there, you take the test. The second time, you come out, they give you the envelope. You
Yeah.
open it up, and it says congratulations.
Yes.
What's the first feeling you get?
Unbelievable.
Really?
Unbelievable. I called my mom. She started crying, and pops was like he always had faith though, but mom was crying. Mom's special.
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
it was
That's pretty good stuff.
it was a big moment.
Yeah, it is.
It was a big moment.
All right, hold on. But the story has yet to even begin yet, because now you got your license. You know, the gas tank is full of gas. You're ready to put your pedal, your foot to the pedal and make this happen on the west side.
On the west side.
If those of you who don't know west side, we're talking Beverly Hills, Venice, Santa Monica,
Culver
Hollywood,
City, West
Culver
LA.
City. The west side of Los Angeles is amazing. So what's your first step once you get that license?
So once I got my license, I had a buddy of mine in a very good friend, Danny Navarro. Him and I grew up. We had a similar situation, and he'd always see the entrepreneurship in myself, and I'd see the same in him, and we always pushed each other. And I also seen him doing real estate as well, and so I reached out to him and started talking to him. Danny Navarro showed me the ropes. I'll tell you the first time I door knocked. Danny Navarro. And then Case. He was working with Case Real Estate.
Now is that Keller Williams?
Keller Williams. It's a group within Keller Williams,
Got it.
and so it was amazing. He taught me the ropes and everything like that. And the first time I went door knocking, passed. No, I didn't know what I was doing. Right, sent me north of Santa Monica. North of Santa Monica is north of Montana is in Santa Monica. Homes start like 2 million and up,
Right.
go up to 8, 9, 10 million, whatever. But I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
First door I go and knock, it's 8:30 in the morning. He gives me some flyers. He said, go knock on the door. I said, all right. So wide street, he goes on the left, I go on the right side. First door I ever knocked. I hear somebody coming downstairs. I remember it was a white door. It had like a little gate up here where you can open it up and talk to.
Yeah.
And I remember I hear somebody coming down the stairs, nervous. I'm a stranger, knocking on someone's door. My heart's going like this, not knowing what to do. He was like, yeah, just go ask them if they want to sell. No scripts, nothing, no dialogue, never done this. Lady comes down. She's like, 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, what can I help you with? I'm like, hi, good morning. Would you like to sell your house? That's the only thing I knew. Forget the out of the house. Slams the door on me, right?
Wow.
And
What an introduction to real estate.
Yeah.
All right, so what'd you do?
put my head down and I missed like skipped like 8 houses, right? Walking down the street, I'm like, what am I into? What am I doing? What's
Right.
going on?
Right.
What? And then I built some more courage up on like the 9th, 10th house, started knocking again. And then I went to knocking 100 doors a day.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you about door knocking. I've had thousands of students in front of me. I had one in particular I remember. I won't mention any names. Where this particular student came up to me after class and says, "Do we really have to door knock and cold call?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, it's pretty darn effective, and it's shown in history in real estate. That's sure." And this particular student says, "Well, there's no effing way I'm going to be doing that."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, the only other way you're going to get business is if you market yourself. That can cost you tons of money."
Yeah.
I said, "We recommend it for brand new. Go out there and get your feet wet."
Absolutely.
What's your take on door knocking? Just door knocking.
Door knocking itself, okay, if you take it back to the 70s, 60s when they used to go door to door with Avon and vacuum cleaners and ice cream makers and
Encyclopedias,
blenders,
you know what
encyclopedia,
encyclopedia is.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Some of our viewers don't know what an
Oh
encyclopedia
yeah.
is.
So Wikipedia on pages.
Yeah, in the book.
In the book. There's that many. So it came from there, and realtors used to do it back then too, and generated business that way. And because of technology, a lot of stuff has taken off. That's changed now.
That's why I'm asking you this.
Door knocking is the best and most efficient way you can be in front of somebody. It is damn near what they're gonna tell you. No,
Right.
once you become used to it. Once you become
So you gotta have thick skin.
Avenger.
Well, how the hell? I mean, you skip 9 houses.
Yeah, I skipped 9 houses. I mean, maybe the first month or so. After that, you become accustomed to it. You just got to have the scripts down, which is easy, and then don't rely necessarily everything on the script. Just put it into your own perspective. Be you.
My perspective is if you can sit down with yourself and have a cup of coffee with yourself and have fun with yourself,
Yeah.
you can make somebody else stay a lot better also. That being said, you still do it after 4 years of real estate.
Absolutely. You can
still
put me
do it.
anywhere. I've been knocked East LA.
Okay, hold on, but I mean, you've been in real estate because you're successful. We'll talk about how successful he is in a minute. I mean, you don't have to go out there in the hot sun if you don't want to. You could do in the night. You could be in an air-conditioned office, do it, but you still do door knocking.
Yes, I do. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the story in the beginning of the interview I like people. I like talking to people.
Oh,
I like dealing with people. And
let's
I
go
like
down that
being
channel
around.
real quick. So you think this is definitely a people business?
Well, yeah, it's a customer service-based business for sure.
Done. All right, good.
Easy. And
Now tell me what happened to you.
Because I'm the servant. I'm helping you. And whether I get the money comes with it. That's just the service part of it. People look at real estate. They're like, oh, big checks. They're coming right here. So which is part of it, but genuinely, that's what I like to do. I like to help people.
And so secondary would be the money. The money just happens to be attached to it.
It is attached to it, and people can say no. The money this, the money comes. Like, if I did it for the money, then the outlook would be different.
Is there money to be made?
People who do it for money in this game that I've learned, there's plenty of money to be made that I've learned are the ones you're gonna come across. A lot of people who are assholes.
I got you.
Even agents who are assholes.
I call them sharks, man.
Sharks, yeah. And I'd kind of differentiate between that. Sharks are the killers who go out and make the deals happen.
All right.
And then so as you get rude, obnoxious, no manner type of people that you deal with, and I'm like, wait, I'm just asking a simple little question, and it's completely the opposite. And so there comes the patience. You need patience in this game for sure.
Good.
And but yeah, door knocking has been. I still go out door knock. I was doing 500 doors a week, 100 doors a day, 3 hours, 3.5 hours a day. Get 1 to 2 leads, 3 leads, and just continuously be consistent. You have to write them down, and you have to be consistent, and you have to follow. The main game here is follow up.
Speaking of door knocking, share with us. This is an exciting story, man. What happened to you a few months ago? Was it maybe 6 months ago? I don't know. While you were door knocking here in Beverly Hills.
Oh, I was door knocking, and it was Bel Air.
Oh, Bel Air.
Yeah, Bel Air.
Those of you who aren't familiar with Bel Air, that's where all the celebrities live and so forth. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, door knocking itself in general, like everywhere and anywhere. You name, that's what I was saying. You could be in East LA, Silver Lake, West LA, Long Beach.
But this day you decided Bel Air.
Yeah, this day. And actually, I wanted to farm Bel Air. So I've even door knocked in the flats of Beverly Hills.
Let me ask you something before you go any
where
further.
the police came.
Right. Let me ask you before you go further. I mean, it seems like you're going for cream of the crop, brother. I mean, you're going, you know what, I don't want to door knock. I mean, you wanted to go hit Bel Air.
Yes.
I mean, that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
What
I
made
think in the beginning there was fear and hesitant. Like, I'm not good enough.
Good.
I can't do this. I haven't sold these many houses. I haven't helped these many
That's
people.
my point. How did you overcome that?
The goal was to get bigger and better than what I was the day before, the week before, the month before. The more you get in this business,
You believe that down your heart and your gut.
Absolutely.
I love it, man.
Absolutely.
That's
And the
real.
confidence builds. And so it's not necessarily even from selling $4 million or $1 million or even $300,000 worth of homes for me to change and just automatically go over there. It's the confidence within yourself. It's me listening to more podcasts, me reading, me educating myself, me going out there and putting myself door knocking, help me build that confidence.
Got it. But just because you're selling homes in Bel Air doesn't mean you stop selling homes, you know.
I just closed a small deal in Torrance last week for like $289.
You know, all families need you. Whether
All families. Yeah, same
Right,
thing. $289,000 in LA, a condo. Like, who's in?
Right.
So, and then I ended up selling this one for 8.1 up here. So this particular day, this was about 2 years ago, and the relationship that I have with her now is freaking amazing.
Really?
And her family's amazing. She's amazing to deal with, work with. Her team is amazing to work with and deal with. They've been there from day one. So it's been about 2 years of like consistency of just helping them. And
so can you share the story with us?
Yeah. So it was me and my partner Greg, and we ended up going door knocking. We pulled over on Stone Canyon area. The timing of everything that happened was consistent on energy based, and I'll tell you when we go further down in the story. We pull up, we hop out, we have a buyer who's looking in Bel Air. So we're walking up the street, older homes, huge, 8, 10, 12, $30 million homes.
All right, so you're going into Bel Air. Some of these places are secured, but you ain't letting this stop you.
No, not at all. I mean, there's security guards come out, private security, they got guns, you see them carrying. Yeah. There's celebrities who live there, like A-plus A-listers. And so usually housekeepers would come out or something. Sometimes they'd even would be at the gate, and they'd open the gate and walk up to the front door. So it was pretty crazy. A lot of stuff I've learned. We've learned a lot of stuff. So anyhow, we're walking up the street, door knocking, flyers, cards, house to house to house to house to house. We turn around, we come back down, and we come up to this house. It's an older home, right? Somebody older lives here, something like that. The lady comes out, super sweet. I know her very well, the housekeeper. Comes out, we give her a card, and that's it. Give her a card, and we end up leaving. So we kept walking up the street, went up the hill, came back down from door knocking. While we're coming down, she's coming out.
The celebrity. Can you give us a little information as to the celebrity?
Yeah. She's probably the top tennis player in the world. Grew up in Compton, worldwide. Yeah,
God.
Sister plays.
I think I know who you're talking about. All right.
So, the sweetest people ever. And so when we're coming down the hill, she's coming out to run. And so we walk directly across the street. And
did you recognize her?
Yeah, we, of course, right? Who wouldn't, right? And so her friend, best friend, come out, and then in the middle of the street, she was like, "Yeah, we're going for a run," and we left a red card there. And she was like, "If we were to see you, we were gonna stop and talk to you guys." And then we just so happened to that. So the energy aspect of it, she woke up, knew she was gonna go for a run at some point in that day. We knew we were going to go door knocking some point in that day in the morning. And we just happened to, when the timing hit, even though we missed it, left the card there, coming back down, she decided to come out that time, we decided to come out that. Some might say it's luck, but energy is, when you're on a mission and your vision is clear, things happen for you. Gates open up. And people, you get surrounded with people who have the same vision, the same goal, who are as pure and as real as you are. And the vision is so clear that the connection vibed. We walked across the street, 30 minutes in the middle of the street, we vibed out and had a convo.
So she took 30 minutes of her busy life. Spend it with you guys.
Yeah, we exchanged information, and the rest is history. Ended up helping her buy a multi-million-dollar house up in Beverly Hills.
And she sold this one with you?
And just sold this one with us, and then
So you listed a house with her. You represented her as a buyer.
7+ mil.
Son of a gun.
And then just sold this one for like 8.1. And then this year I've done close to 11 million, and I've taken 2 months off.
Wow.
And 2 months, another thing about taking time off in the game is if you don't have stuff in the pipeline, you're going to start from ground zero again. So It's very important to be consistent, because everyone should know that wintertime, it's always usually slower. And so you always have to have stuff in the store, in storage. The first year was horrible. The first year I was door knock, and I'd get no results. First year I door knocked 500 doors a week, hot sun, and I used to be dressed in a shirt, slacks, dress shoes,
right.
knocking, nothing, sweating, knocking, nothing. And then
what made you hang in there, man? I mean, seriously, you had so many challenges that first year. You know what? Statistics show that most new realtors leave the business the first year.
You're right. Yeah.
Why didn't you?
As I mentioned, it was something that I became more passionate about, and I seen goals of where I can go and what I can do. If you really break it down, most of the wealthiest people, if you sit back now, the stuff I read now, most of the wealthiest people in the world are based on real estate. I started looking at real estate as anywhere I step, it belongs to somebody. So if I'm stepping here, this belongs to the city, for example. This is someone's property. Even though we can't take this stuff with us when we leave, this is still, when we're on present day Earth, this is something that belongs to somebody for the moment. And so it's considered value. To me, it's like, yeah, it's value, but if you get, there's nothing you can, my perspective on life is a little different, but everyone's is.
Let's talk about this real estate thing as far as challenges is concerned.
Yeah.
Share with us your biggest challenge in real estate so far.
The first year. First full year, I only did 1.6 million.
You only did 1.6.
Yeah.
In commission base, I'm gonna say that's about 30,000-40,000 bucks in your pocket, which is maybe the pay of a regular person with a regular typical job.
Yeah, but then you got tax. Don't forget your taxes.
We have a vlog on that too.
Yeah, vlog. This is a vlog. Don't forget your taxes.
Don't forget your taxes. All right, so the first year.
First year was the hardest because I did so much work.
Did you learn a lot in the first year?
I learned that, and I learned the most the first year. Share
that with us. What did you learn the most in the first year? The most. Give us just a crucial thing that you learned the first
Well, consistency. Yeah, I mean, about the game itself or about life?
No, the game itself.
Game itself, consistency. The follow up aspect of it. Being around the right people, being focused, being driven. The 10-hour days, the 12-hour nights. Whatever it took to get it done was the aspect, and it drove me and it built me stronger each and every day. There were days and nights where it was like, shit, man, forget it.
Right.
Excuse my language, but it was like forget it. Let's go on, move on. But I mean, there was a couple days like that. Mainly, it was just the grit and the keep pushing ahead because there was something bigger. I gave up everything to follow this passion. Because I knew I had faith in myself, I had faith in people. And sometimes people are like, I don't know these people, but the faith was there in them and the faith in real estate, and that's where the combination happened as well. But
why is this so important to you, man?
I get to help others. I get to help people from a new family. Young couples that get married, get to help them create their vision, their goals. I really dig that. That's really like the passion I have behind that. And it's not only for feels, but accomplishment aside, it's not even about accomplishment. It's about the feeling.
I got
feeling, because I want to feel everything I can until I leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's me living my life. And the excess, the money that comes with it, it's more of me. For example, I just remodeled my parents' house, $70,000, whatever it was. And never in my wildest dreams, if I was doing a 9 to 5 or working in the warehouse or wherever I was working, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it.
And this is 4 years in the business. First year you just about was horrible. Not horrible.
It's 3 years in the business.
Right.
Yeah, 3 years in the business. And about 8 months out the business, I didn't do any. 6 to 8 months in the business, I didn't do anything. Playing soccer, I hurt my knee, tore my ACL, MCL, took 2 months off now. So about 2.5 years in the business, I've done 29 million. 29, almost 30 million this year.
Put that in perspective. This is, for the math's sake, $30 million in sales we'll call it at a low 2% commission to the math. I mean, that's a lot of money.
So taking off from that aspect of it, the money aspect of it is great, and it gives you freedom, financial freedom to do certain things. But then there's also a lot of things that you do have to weigh on. You do have to carry on. You don't get it and blow your money. That's what I've heard, a lot of stories. So, and those stories are true from a lot of realtors, first time people in the business. They come in, they want to buy a new car, they want to do this. And if you want to break it down, I mean, I went on listing appointments, 10, 12, $14 million listing appointments. And in the beginning, it was like this, and still is sometimes. I have a Ford Explorer 1999. I got other cars too, but I took the Ford Explorer 1999, Eddie Bauer, 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
I park it down the street and I walk up to the house, get the listing. They ain't worried about the car. They worried about who I am, what I could do as a man, as a business person, or a woman, as a businesswoman. Same aspect. So those are certain things. I've met people in the beginning where like they're like, oh, I drive this, or I do this, or I'm not ready. I look like this, or something like that. Whatever it is, it's not about that. It's not about what society. At 15 million I sold last year, and I was driving the Ford Explorer.
Right.
But it's not really about the car. It's like I just mentioned. It's about you as a human being, the decency that we have as people to help others out the goodness of our heart. And so, and that's, yeah.
You got to give one piece of advice. Some people out there watching this right now are at a dead-end job. Nothing wrong with that. Some people out there at jobs.
Leap of faith.
Some people out there at jobs they just hate. Some people out there need a break. Some people out there need a break, and something's got to give. They're about to give up hope. They're about to just say, you know what, this is the rest of my life. I'm gonna have to suck it up. I can't stand it anymore, but they're gonna have to do it. Similar to your situation, man. There's challenges in front of these people. What advice?
I mean, beside the leap of faith, I mean, I came from a place where I was homeless at a few times, and things were even worse than that. Literally worse than that. So So the piece of advice I can give is, whether it's a dead-end job or if you feel like you need to change, is, well, the first thing I think people think of is the money. Is how they're gonna pay rent, phone bill, car, insurance, so on and so forth. So I would suggest personally, if you can save up, stop going out, stop eating, start cooking at home. I was eating our top ramen noodle soups, sandwiches. I put that in the beginning.
But this is while you're becoming a real estate agent.
First year I didn't do anything.
Okay.
And even second year was tough. And so you know what I had the other day?
What?
To remind myself? A turkey top ramen sandwich. That's how people are like, whoa, what? But sometimes.
And you made it at home.
And I made it at home. And I made it at home because it brings me back to reality of where I was at one point, which is okay, because we all got to start somewhere.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter where you start, and they say this doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you end. But there's no end though. It's as far as you want to go. And so the beginning saves some amount of money. At least go to class, join your class. My suggestion, personal suggestion, join your class while you're working.
Got it.
Take the classes. Are the classes at night, right?
Classes at night.
That's what I did. Classes at night.
See? Check the website. We got classes all over.
Classes
all
night.
over California.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to do. Took the classes at night. It was 3 times a week, right?
Right.
Monday,
Twice.
A week. Tuesday, Thursdays?
Yeah, we got different calendars.
Okay.
Sometimes we got once a week. Check out the site.
All right. And so do that. Do it all the way till you take your state test. And then if some people are like, do it part-time, I couldn't do this part-time because my heart's into it. And if you want to commit, you got to commit 100%.
I like that. If you want to commit,
you got to commit
100%.
I call it 110%.
$5 bill
is a $5 bill.
You want something to happen? You got to make it happen. I'm with you.
Yeah,
Where can these people watching this video, whether it be a buyer or somebody who says, you know what, this is the man for me to sell my house, whether it be a student who says, damn, you just inspired me to make this happen, I need to change my life, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook as well, Amit, A-M-I-T. Last name is Lalji, L-A-L-J-I. Or you can find me on Instagram, which is last name L-A-L-J-I 1, Lalji 1.
Hey, thanks for watching this last video. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Hey, do us a favor. If you think a family member or a friend would also enjoy it, why don't you share it with them? I guarantee it, they're going to get something out of it. In addition, if you have any comments, questions, or a topic you want us to discuss, hey, leave it down in the comment section. And one last thing, if you haven't subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for? Do it right now. Hope to see you next week.